What's up, Teen Talk fam? It's your girl Serenity here with
Miss KK?
Your boy B Shaw.
Your boy Deshaun B.
Thank you all for tuning in for our show. It is not unlikely that people start to feel like their social media is a personal diary and their followers are interested in their lives. However, the question is how much personal information should be shared and what is appropriate to share to the range of people? So, Deshaun, what are some things you usually post on social media?
Normally I'll be posting just bits and pieces of what happens in my life or anything that kind of happens behind the scenes. I
Mhm.
always be wanting to share more with people, but I'm so close when it comes to me posting my personal life that I don't even know what to post. Cause I be looking at other people like you posting too much, like you telling me too much. So like I'm just trying to figure out that clear balance of what's appropriate to post and what's like something that's over the extreme.
Okay. Brandon, what are some things that you usually post on social media?
Yeah, it's kind of similar to the Sean. I mean, I just really just be posting what's going on in my life. I might be posting like events that might be happening at the time, just whatever, just updating on how I'm doing.
Okay. Um, do you guys think depending on what social media site you're on can determine the amount of information you share?
Oh, I'll say for me, it definitely does. Like, I use Instagram for the most part. And
Mhm.
the way I think about it is Snapchat was for like my high school friends because I just never deleted them and then it's just still there. That was my first social media.
Uh-huh.
And then Instagram is like my here and my now and like everything is happening. And my Facebook is for my family. So depending on what I'm using, depends on if I'm going to post like a family event on my Facebook or like if I'm going out to a party, most likely I'm about to post that on Snapchat because it's real quick or
Yeah.
whatever. And then aesthetically pleasing stuff, I post on my Instagram. Stuff that I feel like is going to have an impact on people who follow me,
Hmm.
I post on my Instagram.
I totally feel that. I feel like everybody uses Facebook though as a family platform
Yeah.
because I feel like everyone has that. Deshaun, what you got to say?
I was about to say Facebook is where all the mess is at. Like
Really?
find out what's really going on
Yeah.
on Facebook. The people be getting into it with their family. Like I be the people in the comments just reading. Like, so I feel like
It
I'm
do be happening. So, since you want to talk about Facebook is where the mess is at. So, can you tell us a time where you read into something on someone's like personal page and you felt like you was invading the privacy?
yes, I feel like anytime that I know anything that's going on with you and your significant other, anything dealing with
Mhm.
your child, your job, your circumstances, I shouldn't even know how you feel about your mama if you don't really like your mama. Like I feel like just certain stuff just I should not know if we friends. And I feel like
Mhm.
social media allows you to add people, but they really not your friend. And you
Yeah.
allow them to be on your profile, learning everything about you. Like I know a lot of people who I never met in my life, but I can tell you a lot about them based on what I've seen and what they said.
Mm.
So it's just
Yeah.
like that's the reason why I personally don't be posting a lot because I don't want anybody to ever feel like they know me based off what I post.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. Juice, do you think that social media was made for oversharing or just a way for people to share their accomplishments? Since
Juice,
unfortunately we're not able to, we cannot hear you, Juice. So
be
I'm gonna
sharp.
go ahead and just pass that to Brandon.
That's a tough question because I feel like definitely it's obviously made to addict people, but I'm not sure if that's their main goal is for oversharing. I mean, it could be a factor because when you post a lot about your life, it makes people want to look in at it if it's interesting. And when people look at your stuff, you're gonna want to post more. And you're gonna be on your phone more. So maybe that's it.
Okay. Kayla, have you ever been guilty of oversharing on social media?
Yes. I made the fatal mistake of being one of those preteen girls on Snapchat posting about this boy I liked or whatever. And most of the times girls post things to get someone's attention.
Mhm.
So I was
Yeah.
guilty of like posting stuff that okay, you can say that as like it wasn't on the nose, but it was on the nose. Obviously, it was meant for somebody. And I just remember being like, everybody was in my business because, you know, they would swipe up and be like, ooh, I know who this is about and all this stuff. And then it's, you realize how, like, personal what you just said was, because then you're just closed off and you're like, well, I didn't want this person to know and I didn't want this person to know. So I definitely was guilty of that. And ever since that, I kind of realized, well, a lot of things do not need to be said. And if they do need to be said to a specific person, that's why you have their number. And kind of what Deshaun was saying of like, you have friends on social media that you are not your friends, but you know enough information about them to be their friends. I feel like that's very toxic and kind of crazy to me, because ways social media kind of enables us to think that these people are our friends, but in actuality, they are our followers, or they're just people who watch us like TV.
But don't you think that's the point? If they're celebrities or they're influencers,
well, that's the
it's
thing.
for their followers to feel.
For an average person, I am not an influencer or a celebrity.
Mhm.
So certain information I feel like I should not be posting. But if your life is like a lifestyle blog and that's what you do, then that's how you get your money. But if I'm not getting my money from telling you about my baby daddy issues, I am not going to tell you about my baby daddy issues, because I'm not getting paid to.
Yeah. I see it. I definitely see it. So Deshaun, as someone who uses social media, where do you draw the line on how much you share?
I personally pay attention to the views when it comes to certain things, because my platform is geared towards a certain demographic. So I'm not, and it pretty much aligns with my core values and things that I feel like is right. So I'm not going to post something that goes against what I truly believe in to please somebody else. I feel like people really watch me because they agree with how I think. And if I change the way that I think or the way that I am as a person, that's where I feel like I'll be utilizing people. So that's when I would draw the line. When I feel like I have to change who I am to please others on social media is when you got to draw the line.
Okay, I definitely see that. So Brandon, when he said that where he seemed to draw the line on social media, why do people feel the need to share relatable posts instead of acknowledging it and moving on?
I feel like people sometimes get inspired by celebrities and all that, but in reality, they don't know that these celebrities have managers and they're being told to post this stuff so they can get the views and money up. And it's not the same in your circumstances. And to be honest, if I don't know you and if I haven't seen you in person, then I should not be seeing your issues on your family or more personal stuff. It's like, come on, bro, make it close friends or a private story or something. I should not be seeing all that, you know?
But do you think that people overshare even on their private and their close friends?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like, especially on the private stories, you feel like it's more exclusive. So you almost have to share more so the people on the private story can be like, they can feel more valued in, you know?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, Juice, have you noticed when you're having a bad day and posts on social media grab your attention differently? Juice, we cannot hear you. So I'm just gonna gear that to Kayla.
Yes, I do feel like when I'm having a bad day or something is going on, I do tend to like funnel myself in information that kind of makes me feel better and is like relatable to what I'm going through. So it is kind of crazy. And I feel like there's a lot of factors that go behind that, of like the certain type of stuff I like. Of course, social media is going to gear me towards stuff that I like and I like to look at all the time. I know that. And I will say on a bad day, I'm definitely more prone to share relatable posts, because I'm like, I'm going through this today. Somebody out there is going through this and needs to read this. But in reality, I could just look at it and take it for myself. And there's really no need to share that, because if they're going through it, most likely it's on their feed too. So I don't need to post and share it. So it's definitely
I have a bad habit of that. Like if I find something relatable, I'm sharing it, or I'm gonna screenshot it, because like I don't know, like I like to screenshot it and then I'll send it to my friends.
Okay.
Because usually you know when your friends are going through something, you know? You can just tell. So like you send them something that's like super relatable, you guys can talk about it or whatnot, you know? So that just know that you know what they're going through.
I agree.
So due to the fact that social media is a public platform protected by the freedom of speech, do you think it is possible to people to overshare that with their freedom of speech?
Yes, because I feel like everything is not meant for social media, just like everything is not for you to say out loud or in public. Because
Mhm.
the minute that you start speaking on certain things that you're not 100% knowledgeable on, or things that you are too knowledgeable on, that's when people look at you as a target, and that is how people come up missed. And I feel like just to protect just to protect your safety, you should never disclose everything that you know.
Mhm. So Brandon, you believe in freedom of speech, right?
Of course, yes.
Okay, so do you think that a person who would say like um it has different beliefs as you were to post something on their social media because that's their freedom of speech, that you should feel some type of way?
That's a tough one because I feel like it depends. Like obviously, if it's a minor issue, I'm not gonna get mad or get heated because you posted about it.
Mhm.
But I feel like also with certain issues, like if you're posting against stuff that I really believe in, like Black Lives Matter, or maybe you're posting against gay people's rights, or all that, I feel like definitely I have the right to get heated, and I probably will unfollow, maybe block you. I don't know.
Okay.
Mhm. Okay. So what about you, Kayla? Are you gonna unfollow or block them? Or are you gonna keep them on so that you keep your page a little bit more interesting?
That's the part that gets me too, is like keeping your page interesting, because out of all the knowledge I know about social media is that putting yourself in a one-way track of thinking is not good, because that's how you stay closed-minded. So I
Mhm.
try my best to get people who are speaking from intelligence on their point of view from people who are speaking out of ignorance. There's a big difference between someone coming at me with anger about something that they agree with and I don't disagree with, whereas me having an actual constructive conversation with someone who is telling me the facts, telling me their history and why they believe this.
Mhm.
Those are two different types of people. So yes, for the people who are coming at me with bad language and just wanting to start a fight with me, you're getting blocked. I don't need that type of energy. But for
Mhm.
someone who is very passionate as well, has information to back up their cause and how they feel, I'm going to keep you on my story because you might know something that I don't know, and that might end
Mhm.
up changing my perspective. And if you're somebody on social media who is not ready for someone to change how they think, you should not be on social media, and you should just be following the people who are going to make you feel the most comfortable.
Definitely felt that. So Deshaun, in your own opinion, do you think because people have made careers off of letting people into their personal lives that an average person doesn't understand what should and should not be shared?
I personally feel like that the average person is only gonna do what they see. So
Mhm.
if what we're seeing is you're supposed to be sharing this much information and people are glorifying that, people are gonna do that. So I feel like it goes back down to what are the expectations of good influencers. I feel like as a society, we don't have expectations to what we're looking for. We always
Mhm.
just in people on things that are against our beliefs, but we don't ever have set expectations. So people will know exactly what a good influencer does. I feel like that's something that's lacking. Everybody want to be an influencer, but everybody can't say they're a good influencer or a good celebrity.
Ooh,
Hey, that's facts right there. Go ahead, spit
yeah.
that.
No,
So, Brandon, how do you feel when you see guys on social media, they're posting their Gucci belts, money, flashing the cards? How does that make you feel as the person you are?
I feel like it depends on the context. I mean, if you worked for it and you worked hard for the money to buy that stuff, then that's all
Mhm.
you. You post all that stuff that you worked hard for. But at the same time, you should be careful because a lot of people on social media that see your stories are not exactly for you. They might be a hater, that might not be your friends. And we see stories like this all too often. Like, I don't know if you guys remember rapper Pop Smoke. He posted a gift that he got from a clothing designer, and it actually had his address at the bottom, which he didn't see at the time, and he ended up getting killed that night. So it's like you really have to be careful on what you post because people who see your post might not be for you. So yes.
Mhm. Yeah, I completely understand, and I completely agree because I think that's something like everyone should know is not to post where you're at or like your location until after you left or whatnot. So yeah.
or at least
So
be in a
do
little area.
huh?
At
At
least do it
least
in
be
another area.
Yeah, like I'm here,
Yeah.
but you ain't gonna be able to walk up in here and see me. I see you before you see me. Like that's what you need to.
Yeah. Or have you ever seen somebody that you know you follow and then you see them at the same place you're at and you're like, did you follow me or are we just a coincidence?
You know, you just made me have to ask a question to you. Why is it that, and I feel like that it's our generation that do this, but when you see people that you follow on social media, we don't ever speak, but we wait until we go home to say, hey, I just seen you at such and such. You be like, but why you didn't speak? I don't understand why people do not speak, but they will see you.
I think what it is we have this image of this person on social media, so we don't really know how to approach them because we don't know exactly who they are. Like we don't know if they're the approaching type because we don't know if they're friendly or if they're just gonna be like, okay, and like yes that's me, or they'd be like, I know, like you never know how someone really is, so that's why I guess we'd say like, oh, like why we will probably type it. Or like me, I'm the person, I'm finna inbox you. If I see you in person, I'm finna inbox you, make sure that's you. I'm blind, I'm supposed to wear glasses. So I gotta know who's really who. So yeah.
Okay.
But I think that's why, but we definitely should try and step out of our comfort zone to just step to that person.
How about you, Juice? Do you be seeing your little middle school friends and stuff in person? Do you ever speak, or is it more so like, yeah, I talk to them the next day, let them know I seen them?
I'm. I don't like to like if it. I just don't like to share out my. I don't know.
Okay. Brendan, would you help him? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I hear that all the time. Like, oh, I saw you at the library, or oh, I saw you at the gym, but you didn't say anything. Like, what's up with that? Come on now. You want some stalker? That's low-key weird. But,
That's low-key weird. Oh my.
but like, I get it. I understand. True. Like, it may not be the best situation. Maybe they were anxious at the time. But yeah, that makes sense. I understand it. I was just playing.
So as followers on social media, do you think that we're in Huh?
Okay,
I'm sorry. I'll go ahead. I think she was saying, as followers on social media, do you think we are enabling people to continue to overshare? And I'll give my answer. I do believe we are enabling the cycle because that's what we do. If we like something, then that means you like what they did. If you see something on somebody's story and you view it and you swipe up with a reaction, you're condoning that behavior. It could be, and that's why I personally try to only like or share stuff that makes me feel good. Like, oh, that person is accomplishing something. You go, girl, like all that type of stuff, or like something that I think is really funny. I post a lot of funny stuff too. So that's like my range of stuff. Especially because I do follow the Shade Room and like Hollywood Unlocked, and I make sure that I am not liking stuff that's definitely negative and has a negative effect on somebody's life, because in a way I'm like, I feel like I'm laughing at their pain and I don't like how that feels. But what about you, Deshaun?
Yeah.
I agree 100% with what you say, because I don't be liking nothing I don't agree with. I look at it as if somebody see that I liked it, it's like I'm approving it.
Yeah.
So when you see something like, hold on, he like this, I feel like people would view me differently. That's why I always make sure the things that I do share, like, and comment on aligns back on my true core values. Because you know, like, yeah, I can see why he liked that. It has to always be that for me. I don't want nobody to ever take something for what it's not.
Especially because Instagram now be telling on people. They'll be like, oh, these people who you follow like this too. And I have to stop myself because it's so easy to scroll and be like, boop, 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 boop. But that's not, you have to remember what you're actually looking at before you hit those buttons.
I completely agree. And I feel like, I don't know, I'm the type of person, I like a lot of stuff that's on my page or on Facebook. I'll laugh at it, if it's funny. But like you said, I'm not doing it to anything negative because I don't want it to pop up on my thing again. But that is all the time we have for today. Thank you all for tuning into Teen Talks discussion. Please make sure you guys follow us on Instagram at Teen Talk Vegas 881 and also check us